All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're talking about a company called AlFinder, and they are on a mission to completely shake up e-commerce. How? By building smarter online stores. Their whole goal is to fix the way we find and buy stuff online. But, to really get what they're doing, we first have to understand the problem they're solving. And it's a huge one that so many store owners are feeling right now. Why is it so hard to grow? It really points to this fundamental shift, you see. It's not just about getting people to your store anymore. It's about what happens once they're inside. For the longest time, the answer was always the same, just buy more traffic. But that whole strategy is falling apart, and you can see why right here. You've got way more competition, so ad costs are just skyrocketing. Plus, everyone's using the same tired old playbook, so nothing stands out. And the result? Your return on ad spend just keeps dropping. The old way just isn't working anymore. So here's the key takeaway. The problem isn't always about getting people in the door. The real breakdown, the place where all that money just vanishes into thin air, happens the second they land on your site. It's lost in that tiny but critical gap between a shopper wanting to buy something and them actually being able to find it. And that brings us to the absolute heart of the matter, and it's summed up perfectly right here. People can't buy what they can't find. It's really that simple. You could have all the traffic in the world, but if your customers can't find what they're looking for, it's all for nothing. This is a discovery problem, plain and simple. So, how do you fix a discovery problem? Well, this is where AlFinder steps in. Their whole solution is built around creating what they call a smarter shop, an online store that's engineered from the ground up to make finding things easy and intuitive. And it's really a two-part solution, which is pretty clever. For the customer, on the one hand, it's this super smooth AI-powered search that actually gets what you're looking for. Then, for the store owner, it's like a command center, giving them deep insights into what shoppers are doing, what they're searching for, and what's working. Now, this is the really cool part, how AlFinder actually gets so smart. It's not just one thing. The AI brings together 3 different streams of data. First, it analyzes every single product you sell. Then it reads and understands all the content on your site. And most importantly, it's constantly learning from how real shoppers behave, getting smarter with every single click. So when you put all that intelligence together, what do you get? Well, a smarter shop can finally understand what a customer actually wants. That means way better search results, personalized recommendations that make sense, and even an AI shopping assistant to help out. And all of that learning gets fed back to the merchant as powerful, actionable analytics. Okay, that all sounds amazing in theory, right? But does it actually work in the real world? Let's get into the proof. And we're going to look at the numbers from a single store over just 2 months. It all kicks off with intent. In just 60 days, AlFinder handled over 618,000 searches. Think about that. That's more than 500,000 times a customer literally raised their hand and told the store exactly what they were hoping to find. That is a goldmine of data. But just hearing what people want isn't enough. You have to deliver. So out of all those searches, more than 356,000 of them led to a customer actually clicking on a product. That tells you the results they're seeing are incredibly relevant. And the story gets even better. From discovering a product, an amazing 315,000 of those items were added to a shopping cart. That's the moment a shopper goes from just browsing to making a real decision to buy. That's a huge step. And here it is, the bottom line. You add up all those searches, all those clicks, all those add to carts, and it directly influenced $1.78 million in revenue for one store in 2 months. I mean, the numbers really do speak for themselves. And you might be thinking, okay, great for that one store, but was it a fluke? Let's zoom out. You can see here, this isn't a one-off. They're already on 540 stores. They've handled over 5 million searches, found over 3 million products, and driven $5.5 million in sales. This is a system that works, and it's scaling. So, with that kind of proof in their pocket, where do they go from here? Let's take a look at their vision for what's next and their plan to basically own the future of e-commerce discovery. Their first big focus is the Middle East and North Africa, the MENA region. And the opportunity there is just massive. We're talking about a pool of 120,000 e-commerce stores that are a perfect fit. That translates to a potential market size of $144 million a year. It's a huge and largely untapped market.
and they have a very clear, aggressive roadmap to go after it. This isn't just hope, it's a plan. You can see the key milestones here: launching an AI shopping companion, a huge integration with Shopify, and then just scaling up their customer base before expanding to totally new markets by the end of 2026.
After all that, it really just comes back to this simple, powerful mission that started it all. Let's fix discovery in e-commerce. It's the problem they identified at the very beginning, and it's still the North Star for everything they do. So I'll leave you with this one last thought. If you run an online store or thinking about it, ask yourself this question. Is your store just a digital catalog sitting there passively waiting to be found? Or is it an intelligent engine actively built to help your customers find what they're looking for? Because that difference isn't just a feature, it could be millions of dollars in revenue.